Have you been struggling with learning how to code? Or you started coding but you stopped halfway because you felt like coding was too complex for you and you couldn't continue? This video is your sign to get back to coding, because here are 5 proven ways to make coding easier for you. Hi guys, Jesimera here. I'm a front-end developer, a writer, and a content creator, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So the first step to making coding easier for you is starting with a programming language that is beginner friendly. When I started out coding, I started with Python. Well, most persons say that Python is easy, and we are all humans and we all have different ways of learning. So I started first with Python. I was really lost and I didn't even know what I was doing. I couldn't even apply it to solve real world problems or to create anything by myself, and it made my journey slow. It made my progress slow. I started making researches and I started asking questions until I came in contact with JavaScript. What introduced me to JavaScript was first starting with HTML. I started HTML first, and when that feeling that comes with writing your first hello world code. Wow. So when I used HTML, I understood it better, and I used HTML to write my first hello world code. And then going further, I learned CSS and then JavaScript. These 3 basic languages helped me introduce me to the world of coding. So if you're a beginner and you're looking for beginner friendly language to start, especially if you want to enter into web development that has to be both front end, especially front-end development, I recommend you to start with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These 3 will introduce you to the world of coding and help you have a strong foundation. The second proven step is this: have a mentor. Yes, I know it's very possible to be a self-taught developer, but having a mentor is also very, very necessary. I started coding by myself. I was watching YouTube videos, going through tutorials, reading articles and stuff like that, but it felt like progress, but then it wasn't progress because I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just, if I hear about this language, I read about it. If I stumble on any YouTube video that has to do with programming, I watch it, I follow the code, but I didn't even know, I had no structure. I didn't know what I was doing until I came in contact with a tech mentor, and he coached me, and he helped me follow a path. He introduced me to outlines, step-by-step process I was supposed to follow to become a good programmer. So it's very good for you to have a mentor. Having a mentor will also help you. You sometimes when you get stuck, you ask questions. You know that you're not alone in this journey, because yes, you really need strong pillars in this journey in programming. You really need strong pillars, because most days you feel like I can't do this anymore. You need somebody to push you. Yes, you need somebody to push you and be like, hey, get up and start doing something. Yeah. So guys, the third step is this: follow a structured learning path. Yes, trust me, you don't want to be stuck in a tutorial hell. Guys, I was there before. I was in a tutorial hell. I kept on learning, reading blogs, watching YouTube tutorials. It felt like progress, but then it wasn't progress, because when I was doing code along, I watch videos and then I code. I write what they write, I do what they do. But I found out that without those videos, I couldn't even write a single code on my own. Learning programming isn't just about writing code. It's about knowing what to learn and when to learn it. This month I'm going to learning HTML. Next month I'm going to learning CSS. Upper month I'm going to learning JavaScript. You just have to have a structured learning part. You have to know what you're doing. You don't just watch tutorials because you want to watch it. You have to know when it's time to stop watching tutorials and start doing real world projects, and start challenging yourself to creating projects. Sites that actually helped me in carving out a structured learning path in my programming journey is called roadmap.sh. It's introduced you to programming parts like front-end development, back-end development, DevOps, and so many others, and to also show you resources that you could also work with. Also, another site that helped me in my structured learning part is Free Code Camp. You can also go to Free Code Camp step by step on how to become a seasoned and experienced programmer. First step is this: use fun and interactive learning resources. Trust me, reading, as a programmer, you have to read a lot of documentations, and reading documentations is really boring. Most times I find it really boring. I don't know about you, but it's really boring. But then you just have to get through it. So you have to find a way to make yourself to be motivated to get through those resources. First of all, don't read too much. Don't read too much things at once. Break it down into simpler terms for yourself, and also set goals. Okay, sometimes when you feel overwhelmed, go out, take a walk, or just give yourself a little break and then come back. Don't try to bombard yourself with a lot of documentation. Be like, I'm going to finish reading this thing today. If I don't finish reading this thing today, I'll not sleep. No, that can bring about burnout. So just find fun ways to learn. Find fun ways to learn. If you learn by videos, fine. If you learn by documentations, fine. But trust me, I'm going to recommend documentations because documentations help me a lot. The next step is this: create small projects. For a lot of beginners, it's not just about learning and doing exercises. It's also about your ability to be able to create projects on your own. So while learning, also create projects on your own. You can start with projects like to-do list app, calculator app, a simple blog post, a simple portfolio. Just start out with creating more projects, because the more you create, the more you get used to coding terms. The more you create, the more you get used to a lot of things. Coding is not something you cram. You don't cram coding, you don't cram elements, you don't cram tags. You learn it. It becomes part of you as you go. So when you start to create small projects, it introduces you to bigger ones. Last step is have programming buddies. Have friends that are programmers, because it will help you on the days when you feel like you're low. There's so many times in the life of a programmer when you feel like this is just too hard for you. You can't continue. Where do I go from here? Trust me, we all feel that way too. But when you have programming buddies, when you have friends that are also into programming, you will see that it will be easy for you. You get to talk to each other, and you talk about your struggles, your challenges, and then they help you and you help them, and together we can all grow. So yes, watch fun things about programming. When I started out and I feel stuck in coding, I have friends that I can just call and be like, hey, I'm encountering so issue, I can solve this bug and stuff like that. And you see, they'll be like, okay, hop on a call, let's walk through it together. So all this helped my journey. And even beyond problem solving, learning with people also keep you motivated, and it helps you to learn faster. Also share your wins and struggles, to help you stick to learning and learning well. So even if you don't have programming friends, you can join online communities. Join a lot of online communities that you can join to help you attend tech events, attend tech festivals happening around you. This will also help in boosting your journey. Finally, I'm just going to leave this here. Learning programming is a journey, not a race, especially when you're just starting out. There are some days when you feel stuck. There's some days when you feel tired. There's some days when you feel unmotivated. There's some days when you question yourself if you're really cut out for this or not. Trust me, it's normal. There's some days when it's going to get too hard. You can't even solve a bug. There's some days when you just find out that it was just a single comma or a semicolon that your code needed to work, and it's just crazy. But trust me, you will get through it. It's normal. We all go through that phase. We all feel that way too, and that should not make you give up. That should not make you stop. Continue in your journey. Do what works for you. Create. code every day. Dedicate, even if it's at least 1 hour every day, to coding, to reading documentations, and doing coding projects. And trust me, your journey will be a lot easier. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.